I got to tell you guys, we need more alligator Alcatrazes across this country. We definitely do. Because these detainees there, these illegal aliens there, they are panicking, folks. They really don't want to be there, guys. You know what? That's a great thing because that's going to deter other would-be illegal aliens from crossing that border, folks. It's working. It's working. Now, folks, we got some of the worst people at Alligator Alcatraz, folks. And boy, they want you to believe it is hell on earth. Hardcore criminals, guys, saying, I can't handle it. You should have thought about that before you committed crimes. You should never cross that border illegally, among other things. And guys, to be honest with you, crossing the border illegally was the least of their crimes. These folks, man, got rap sheets so long, like a mile long, folks. But guess what, man? These hardcore criminals, they are complaining to the media, folks, about guess what? The ham sandwiches. Yes, these uppity illegal aliens, man, are complaining that the ham sandwiches aren't toasted. I mean, what do they think this is, man? Trump Tower? The walled off Astoria? No, this is a detention center where you're there temporarily and then you're shipped out of this country. And in some places, guys, some of these people may end up in South Sudan, that new place in Africa, south of Africa. I don't remember the name of it, guys. Or Seacot in El Salvador. Boy, we got some good stuff to go over, guys. We need more alligator Alcatrazes because these illegal aliens, man, are finding out nobody cares. Nobody cares, guys. Let's get into this. Right over here on Outkick. Illegals detained at Alligator Alcatraz are mad about the ham sandwiches. You can't make this up, guys. You cannot make this up. Look here, it says Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said on Tuesday the detainees have complained about the ham sandwiches. That's right, the sandwiches. So what's the problem? Quote, they were mad the ham sandwiches weren't toasted. DeSantis said, like, excuse me, give me a break. Yeah. Now, folks, these people are getting free meals on the taxpayer dime. You're not supposed to be getting gourmet meals, even in regular prisons where murderers and other people as well. Their meals aren't great either. Okay, not great either. Look at this, guys. This is Benny Johnson here. July the 1st, man. Once you get into Alligator Alcatraz, there is no escape. Watch this.
Well, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Alligator Alcatraz. The entrance here is a 30-foot tall wall. None of this was here 5 days ago. It's got razor wire on the top. Just unbelievably impressive what the state of Florida has done here. Over my shoulder is the actual facility. As you can see, we'll be entering soon. This is the entry gate for Alligator Alcatraz. Whew, got mosquitoes everywhere. There you go. Look at that.
That's another thing the illegals are complaining about too, the mosquitoes.
Not a fun place to be put in prison. You do not want to go here. Obviously, this is going to be a 5,000 bed federal facility. President Trump will be here soon. I'm getting swarmed by mosquitoes right now, and we saw at least 30 alligators on our way in driving. It is in the middle of truly nowhere. It took us an hour, 4-hour drive to get here today. It's crazy. Look at that. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. As far as the eye can see, you go in, you don't come out. And if you do, the alligators get you. And the mosquitoes. Jeez. All right. Okay. We'll show you inside. Follow along. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, you saw that right there, man. You saw that right there. Now, look. We have an entitled illegal alien, folks. This man, I don't know when he actually came into our country. It doesn't matter. But this man has been arrested like 7 times. And he got sent to Alligator, Alcatraz. Yeah, we're about to get rid of you. This man commits crimes and he's complaining about the conditions there. But however, guys, it backfires, folks. Because in this clip here from CBS Miami, they show you the inside. It looks pretty clean. Let's go ahead and play this news clip, guys. This is astonishing.
It's a story you will see only right here on CBS News Miami. An Alligator Alcatraz detainee is talking about what he says are the conditions inside the detention facility in the Everglades. 30-year-old Enzo Aspete, originally from Venezuela, says he was about to be released from custody when ICE picked him up on July the 4th. And he says he was sent to Alligator Alcatraz the next day after his temporary protected status was revoked. Good evening, I'm Elliot Rodriguez.
I'm Lauren Pastrana. Thank you for joining us. CBS News Miami Steve Majiri took the call from him from inside the facility, and Steve joins us now with the story. Steve?
Well, Elliot, Lauren, Aspete's family says that they wanted to reach out to us because they wanted to get the word out about the conditions they believe their loved one is living in. They tell us the only way they found out he was in Alligator Alcatraz was when they got a call from him from inside. Aspete called his girlfriend from Alligator Alcatraz this past Sunday night, and his girlfriend merged us onto the call. And a check of his criminal history shows 7 arrests, including one late last month.
You heard that, guys? 7 arrests, including last month. This is why he is at Alligator Alcatraz.
That ultimately led to his detention.
Now, look here, man. He's talking in Spanish here. I pause this because I want you to see the facility here. That looks pretty clean. Now, that is the toilets right there. That is standard in prisons, folks, where you actually have the sink at the top of the toilet. It's in every prison. That looks really clean to me. But look here. He says in a translation here, for us, the conditions are fatal. This is not for human beings. We bathe one day, yes, and then 3 days, no. The lights are never turned off. Well, the light should never be turned off. Okay? You guys are hardened criminals. They need to see you.
Condiciones son fatales. Esto no está apto para ser humano. Nos bañamos un día sí, 3 no. Las luces no nos las apaga. Ningún centro de recreación.
Says we have no place for recreation. The food is given at different times. Giving us medication is awful. There's no doctor to see you.
Te la dan a una hora sí, ahora una hora no. Hay gente, por ejemplo, el medicamento es fatal.
Look how clean that is, guys.
There have been no reported deaths at Alligator Alcatraz.
None.
But Enzo Aspete and his family want people to know what he says is happening inside the facility.
Clean. It says we want to use the bathroom, but we can't because, let me go back a little bit, because they see everything. So he's complaining about them actually having, I guess, cameras there for when they use the restroom. Yeah, you guys are hardened criminals. They're watching everything.
That's why they first contacted us, then stuck with the call, despite warnings of monitoring and... But Aspete kept calling back. He says he is living under a hot tent that leaks when it rains. He says the sound of rain on the tarp is frightening. We reached out to ICE and the Florida Division of Emergency Management, asking if Aspete's claims are true and if the alleged conditions align with their standards. ICE referred us back to the state, who called his claims false and said there is a 24/7 fully staffed medical facility with pharmacy on site and there is working air conditioning throughout the facility.
Yep.
For 30 minutes, our calls would be interrupted by messages like this.
He's saying this call could be recorded.
Still, the conversation continued. During our interview Sunday night, we asked Aspete about his nutrition inside. When's the last time you've eaten? How long had you eaten before
Said he ate this morning.
Aspete
He said yesterday
he gets
afternoon.
a hot and cold meal each day, which consists of a ham and cheese sandwich, an apple and chips. We asked him why he feels that the conditions there are meant for animals.
Says the half is in cages like chickens. There are 32 people in each cage. We have no rights here. We need something. They ignore us. This man's complaining about having rights. He's in the country illegally. Let that sink in. The toilet's back up. It is something very horrible.
FDEM said the facility meets all required standards and is in good working order. In response to the conditions about the toilets,
look how clean those toilets are.
All wastewater is hard pumped into 22,000-gallon frac tanks, maintained below 50% capacity and pumped daily to minimize transfers. Tanks, hoses, and connections are fully contained to prevent spills and are regularly inspected to ensure zero environmental impact.
And Aspete says he has refused to sign any documents handed to him. His girlfriend says he doesn't have a lawyer. Aspete's girlfriend just wants him out of Alligator Alcatraz. Aspete just hopes out means anywhere but Venezuela. Lauren, Elliot.
Steve, first of all, great job getting this interview because we don't have access to what's going on in there. I wanted to ask you about their access to phones. Obviously, they do have access.
Yes, they do have a phone that they can call to the outside world using his words here, and it really shows just how willing and how desperate he was to get the word out because, as we heard on there was most likely someone recording that call on the other end.
Okay.
Man, for a hardened criminal, man, this dude's weak, man. These guys get real weak, man, when they find out. Enzo Aspete. But we got one more, guys. One more here. Another illegal alien, man. And they actually mention his crimes right here. I believe he's been arrested like 3 times. Juan Palma, 48 years old. He's been in Alligator Alcatraz for 15 days. But he didn't think about all this stuff when he was actually committing his crimes and being in the country illegally. Let's watch this.
Republican congressman now weighing on what's been dubbed Alligator Alcatraz. This as more inmates are coming forward describing what it's like inside.
NBC6 politics reporter Hatzel Vela has been covering the detention center since it opened and is now here to talk about this latest case. Hatzel?
Jackie Jawan, we're also getting new information about an environmental case moving its way through federal courts. But let's start with yet another testimony of a Cuban man who's been at the detention center since July 7th.
Mi nombre es Juan Palma.
Juan Palma is a 48-year-old man who's been at the so-called Alligator Alcatraz almost 15 days now.
Siento que mi vida corre peligro.
Because he's Cuban and the communist island doesn't always take back migrants, he fears he'll end up in some unknown third country. And when it comes to the facility, his story is similar to others.
Look how clean Alligator Alcatraz is. You guys saw how clean it is? This is 2 separate videos, guys.
Estamos como bajo una tortura con las luces prendidas.
He describes the detention center as torturous with lights on 24/7, so he has no idea when it's day or night, is only allowed to shower every 3 to 4 days, and is living with 32 other people, he says, in what he described as a cage.
Los mosquitos son demasiados, no se puede dormir.
The mosquitoes are unbearable. He says they will not let you sleep.
Él está como desaparecido, como una...
His wife says it's like he doesn't even exist, only knows that he's there because he's able to call her. Without access to attorneys, she says the family cannot fight his deportation order. Palma does have a criminal record, including grand theft, credit card forgery, and battery.
You guys heard that? Battery. Credit card theft. Grand theft. Yeah, man. You got to go.
Estamos estresados, con depresión y es bien difícil la situación que estamos viviendo.
We're stressed, depressed, his wife says. A tough situation for all of us. Today we caught up with 2 local Republican congressmen and asked them about the detention center.
I saw the conditions inside. There's a lot of false things out there. Look, it's a detention center. It's something you and I would never want to spend one day in a detention center.
We asked Congressman Carlos Jimenez about the state getting reimbursed for the millions of dollars spent so far.
It really hasn't come through Congress, and so we'll see if the administration has a lot of money that they can move around.
Over the weekend, Miami's Archbishop prayed for detainees outside the facility. The Archbishop, who has been critical of the detention center, wants to hold Mass inside. That has not been granted. State leaders insist allegations on conditions of the detention center are false. By the way, this afternoon, a federal judge set August 6th as a date for the primary injunction hearing. This is that lawsuit involving the environmental impacts of the facility.
Okay. So you guys saw that right there, man. I got to say, man, if the GOP has a Hall of Fame, Ron DeSantis needs to be in first ballot. This was his idea. And guess what? These illegals hate it. And that's where it should be, man. It deters people from going into the country, coming to the country illegally, because they can end up there. And to be honest, guys, looking at those pictures, it don't look that bad. They're getting free meals, they get free beds, and they're still whining and complaining, man. But you weren't thinking about that when you were actually committing your crimes. Nobody cares. Just waiting to actually get shipped out to CCOT, to South Sudan, or that country in the south of Africa. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.